From the start of my days collecting vintage baseball cards, I wanted a 1952 Topps Andy Pafko card number 1. Why? Because it was always the card pictured over the prices of 1952 Topps cards in older Beckett price guides. I had no idea who Andy Pafko was and didn't even realize his short time with the Brooklyn Dodgers would be sandwiched between two teams he would be more known for playing for. Welcome back to the Cincinnati Kids Vintage Baseball Card channel, where cards and stories, both yours and mine, come to meet. There Andy is, a portrait shot of his face, smiling with the ball cap blue as ever, with a white B. One problem, the cost. As experienced collectors are aware, the 52 Topps Andy Pafko is a condition-sensitive card, making even very good and very good to excellent versions pricey, beyond what I'm willing to pay. Similarly is the 52 Topps Joe Adcock, although in his case, Joe's offering that year was a high number card, making it much more pricey. When confronted with dilemmas, I try to find an alternative solution. So why not drive to get a Pafko 52 Bowman? Let's take a look. After a few months scouring eBay, this fabulous 4 turned up at a reasonable price, well worth the wait. And to me, this card is lovelier than his Topps offering. Look at the image of a swinging ball player, looking his line drive down, heading for the fences. Perhaps this is home run number 160 of his 213 career home runs. Perhaps a game winner against the crosstown Giants, thus helping propel Brooklyn to the 1952 pennant. You can almost smell the popcorn and hot dogs at Ebbets Field. Let's move forward to 1957. Billy Pierce is in the middle of a borderline Hall of Fame career. Granted, not every 200-win pitcher is surely bound for Cooperstown, but consider he has the longevity, 19 seasons, a 211 and 169 record, a career .327 ERA, a career WAR of 53.2, career 1,999 strikeouts, a 7-time All-Star, a member of 2 World Series teams. But this storyteller isn't here to make his case, other than he was a genuinely good person. Tim, my retired coworker and friend, ran a computerized version of a game by a pretty famous company that had a classic baseball board game. He ran it for about 24 of us in a league. One participant had the 59 Sox. In 1 year, in our simulated seasons, Pierce pitched a perfect game. Tim, being the clever man of the pen that he was, wrote Billy Pierce about it. How he found his address, I don't know. What I do know is Billy wrote back. Now in real life, Billy never pitched a no-hitter, which he was very quick to mention, but he added, he was very happy his cyber self did. But the question is, why does his 57 Topps belong in my collection? Just look at it. Gaze into the beautiful green grass behind him. His determined pre-wind-up stance. Baggy uniformed and black cap adorned. The steel and concrete bleachers bordering in the background of a ballpark. Maybe Kaminsky. Maybe Yankee Stadium. Doesn't matter. It's art and it's baseball best. It also holds the distinction of being my first 57 Topps baseball card in my collection, a set I'm becoming quite fond of. Now, bear with me a little further as we go forward a few more years to 1964. This will be the last season for Billy Pierce's career, but his teammate on this awesome 64 Topps card needs no introduction. It's none other than Willie Mays, in the middle of his storied, perhaps greatest of all time career. Although my version is miscut, Dylan, you may want to shut your eyes. It is mine. This card was one of the first vintage cards I bought 20 years ago when I started vintage collecting. I bought it along at the same place at the same time as my 60 Clemente and 58 Reese. It's recently come back from PSA in a Victorious Glorious 3. That sounds like the name of a Royal Navy battleship, doesn't it? But that isn't why this card belongs in my collection. It belongs in my collection and is attributed to the shout out of this episode to Rob, Baseball Time Traveler. Rob adores Willie Mays. You can see it in many of his videos he's done. And the 64 Topps is his favorite Willie Mays card. For a long time now, I considered trading this 64 Mays for maybe a 50s Mays, with other cards, of course, or cash. I even tried to give this card away, and it didn't work. But when Rob said that, I decided right there, this card was meant to be in my collection to the end of my days. Rob, I want to say thank you for that. You helped me realize sometimes the best cards aren't the best eye appeal ones. They are the ones that are a little dinged, a little soft on the edges, perhaps a crease down the middle, or a mark on the back. But most importantly, they are the ones with more stories yet to tell. And with that, until next time, have a great rest of your weekend.